Hey, quick question. Can you guys hear my fan in the background?
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another fun filled issue of Sunset City. I am, as always, Matt, your beloved killer GM. I have he, him pronouns, but I portray a wide variety of people, places, things, and sometimes even concepts in this wonderful, wonderful, weird multiverse that we have been building together for the past while. Uh, but I'm not alone. I've got a whole bunch of other people here in the writer's room with me to bring you a phenomenal show. So let's talk to them and figure out who they're playing tonight, what they're anticipating, and, well, we'll see what happens from there. So, first off, one small note we are without one of our main casts tonight, of course. Our favorite slime, Wally, uh, who is wonderful enough to share the last pizza with us, even if that's all we've got with us, is actually off hosting another show tonight over at our good friend Colonomicon's channel. So, wish them all the best. Hopefully they come back and sit through and see what's going on later. It kind of works out because Wally's character Turbine is kind of in another place right now, working on some things with some things he might have found some of his people. It's a thing. But that's fine. We'll deal with that later. You can go read about that in Turbine at some other point. In the meantime, we have the rest of our cast and our lovely guest star, who we'll get to momentarily. Christy, how you doing, friend? Who you playing tonight?
Hello, everybody. I'm Christy, also known as Polish Christy, and I play Hasar, aka Ilahinsky. We go by she, her pronouns, and she's coming up on a crossroads because her powers might not seem like a lot to some people, but emotions as a power in general are getting pretty tiring. So she's got some decisions to make, and a lot of them in her mind are probably going to be for the greater good. And we always know that that doesn't necessarily come out the best.
Oh,
So,
greater good. We always love greater goods because
oh yeah,
that always leads to greater evils too. Hooray!
you never know.
Yeah, you never know. We'll find out. Speaking of somebody who's working their way through greater goods and greater evils, Celeste, friend, how you doing? Who you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, it's Celeste. I'm out here playing everybody's favorite troublemaking protege, Lady Perilous, aka Elodie Young. And she's, I want to say on her home turf, except not. It's complicated. Um, but Darkstryder kind of did a number on the suit last time, and that can only be good. Am I right? So let's see how that pans out.
Yeah, Darkstrider, kinda, he knows how to hack the suit. That's kind of, mm, 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 mm. Somebody who was not with us last week, and so this is gonna be really fun to see him come back and try and make sense of this hot mess. Corey, friend, how you doing? Who you playing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. Definitely better than I was last time. Anyway, it's me, Hyperlight Sparks, also known as Tori Sparks, and I am playing Sapphire Sirius, the outsider gemstone alien, uh, who, as it seems, every time he's gone, something crazy happens. Because you see, uh, as of last episode, in case you missed it, he just got into a fight with Diamond Regula, the most powerful Lithian out there, and he has been unconscious for like an entire episode, and now he's gonna be just waking up to whatever the aftermath of what happened last episode was, and he has no idea what's been going on. So we'll see what happens. We'll
That
see what
is
happens.
indeed what it is. We play to see what happens, and boy, there's gonna be some play tonight. I can already tell. Somebody who is very much looking forward to what's happening. I'm sure. Pope, how you doing, friend? Who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope Worldville on Twitter, Pope Worldville on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. I'm get to play Arthur Asson, also known as Barguest. Both of us use he/him pronouns, and using the Beacon playbook after getting rid of that troublesome protege playbook. And yeah, no, this is very much an issue that is going to either let Arthur go forward on his machinations, or everything's going to bite him in the ass. And we play to find out.
Indeed, we do. And after last week's issue, as I noted, I was forced to call in the big guns, and I had to bring back our good friend, longtime a longtime watcher and collaborator on many of this world's creative endeavors, Technical Zombie. DZ, how you doing, friend? And who are you playing tonight?
Hey everyone, I'm TZ, head author and head editor of the Xanadu imprints. I'm playing Pulsar tonight. And Pulsar's coming into a great situation that she has no idea, really, of what's going on.
This is going to be like the second time in as many days that Pulsar is going to be dealing with the Mythfits, and I feel like she's like it's not an annoyance thing, but it's like guys, what are you doing?
I
Sort
mean,
of.
like, oh, okay, you come back from space and you defeated a fleet, and oh, we'll welcome you back as heroes. That's great, and we met, and yeah, and then what? You're back in Xanadu. What? How? And you brought Darkstryder with you. Okay, all right, cool. We can deal. We can deal.
Yeah.
I know how to deal with this.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Nothing bad ever is going to happen here. Promise.
Of course, ever not possible.
Not at all. Oh gosh. Just to kick things off, I don't remember if somebody had an opening, because if not, I've got one. And okay.
Uh, I have an opening. It's not necessarily a good opening.
I mean, I wouldn't say call my opening necessarily good either, but please, if you have a proposal, go on.
Yeah. When in last issue of the Mythfits, we left with Elodie in a powered down suit and Arthur in a hallway outside of an elevator that now contains Isla and Darkstrider going to who knows what floor.
Hmm.
Um,
So, for just the brief encapsulation, because we are kind of continuing on for last time, and that's my bad for forgetting myself there for a half second. So last time, on Sunset City, the Mythfits had come back from space, hitching a ride from the Taurite fleet. The Taurites were kind enough to bring them back, as Sapphire's ship was powered down. He was out of commission after having helped power the Taurite fleet to get out of deep space. The Taurite fleet's arrival in the solar system triggered Watchtower, uh, and there was a whole discussion about that. It ended up being a misunderstanding. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Doomarines weren't deployed that almost were. People got back to Earth. The Misfits went back to the House of Mystery after a brief interlude at our favorite local ice cream parlor, and were met by Darkstryder. Uh, or, more appropriately, there was a message from Darkstryder calling in the favor that he had invoked with Arthur uh, during the events of the New Avalon. And so Arthur decided that he would go pay this favor, or at least go see what it would entail. And not wanting him to go alone, Elodie and Hussar went along. Marvin was nowhere to be found because Marvin was with the Beat-Alls doing his audition job for the Merc Union, putting the boots to one Ulysses S. Tube. Having done this successfully, the Beat-Alls did get him the credentials to join the Union. And as they were leaving the warehouse, Marvin was promptly scooped up by Grendel to go find the Holy Grail. Turns out the Holy Grail was somewhere in the House of Mystery, and that's why Marvin got scooped up. Marvin successfully navigated the House of Mystery. There were several different trials therein, including getting thwapped upside the head by Son Goku, the Monkey King. Hilarity ensues. And eventually he did find what he believes is the Grail, but also has found a bunch of creatures, which we know from some off-screen discussions, these are other Nephilim. It's fun. In the meantime, the others, the rest of the crew, went to the address that Darkstryder had indicated, a place listed as Erdl Core on the side of the building, and found the place with some amount of security. Uh, but it did not attack them. They were welcomed in, and they were met by Darkstryder in a laboratory where he was working on a machine, and basically said he needed the keeper of the house mystery to help bring back his family. The Mythfits weren't willing to use the machine as intended, and so instead went to acquire a power regulator from Xanadu, from Menace. Similar type of regulator that it was using to regulate the power of Menace and Pulsar's child. They arrived. Xanadu. Uh, it seems that Elodie called ahead and kind of narked him out. Darkstryder took this as betrayal, and Hussar basically calmed him down as they continued to travel up to see what they could find. And it is at this point we cut to the inside of Elodie Young's suit. Elodie, your suit is locked down, but it is not inactive. It is not powered down on your end. In your helmet, what is currently playing is essentially a series of meme shitposts and EDM in the most awful AMV hell you can think of. Because it's not enough to lock you down. We gotta make sure you got a distraction.
This is the worst YouTube poop I have ever seen. This doesn't even make any. It's not even okay. That was pretty funny, actually. It's not okay. Get me out of here. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Arthur? Cheshire?
I'm outside your suit. I'm not certain I want to merge with something that just got hacked by Darkstryder.
Maybe not the best idea. I need to get control of this thing back. Where's Darkstryder? Where's Isla?
In the elevator.
Great. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Let me see if I can't get control of this thing back.
So what do you want to do to try and get a hold of this?
Cheshire, full system reboot.
Okay. Give me an unleash your powers, but we're going to take this at a -2. Because you're a bit distracted.
Okay. So that's an already -2 freak. Yeah, no. That's a big no.
Oh, that's mark potential.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so Cheshire goes, initiating full system reboot, and it just launches into now it's parallaxing, it's doubled up, and it's playing like an entirely different set of shitposts in tandem.
God. This is sensory overload. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Take the helmet off.
Can I even get the dang thing off?
There should be a manual override. There's always a manual override.
And it is at that point, I believe. Would you, TZ, please do the honors of this introduction for me?
So, as you're trying to find the manual override, another elevator goes, bing! And the doors open, and out steps a very familiar woman to all of you, but will be described for our readers. Very tall woman. She's wearing her hair in very long black braids these days. There are some colors in the hair as well. silver, violet, gold. And she's wearing very casual outfit, a hoodie that looks like the classic. It's like the old school Pulsar armor hoodie and purple fatigues and boots. Um, she looks down on the two of you because she Pulsar towers over everyone. With their golden eyes and um, hello. Do you guys need a hand?
So many, but I'll try and get everyone up to speed.
That,
All right.
who is that? I can't. Pulsar?
Yes. Hi, Elodie.
Help,
Yeah,
please.
I think I've got you. Cheshire let me know that she'd lost contact. Looks like you need a reboot. I'm going to try something. It works in simulation, so give me a second. So what I'm going to do is I'll kneel down next to her and hold up one finger, and at the tip of the finger you will see a crackling ball of black energy. Elodie can't see it, but Arthur will. Arthur's never seen this. Most of the public has never seen this energy from Pulsar.
Arthur's just backed up, like outside of the perspective splash zone.
It won't explode. It's just a little boost, a speed boost, if you will. And she'll lay it down on the helmet and just it disperses through the suit.
Okay.
I feel like this is a I think this is a not unleash, but wield your powers.
Yes, Pulsar would indeed wield her powers.
All right, here comes the freak. Your roll.
Give it a moment.
Oh, no penalty.
So yeah, a jolt of energy would surge through the system, and like the entire thing just like, and then like twitch, and boots back up.
Oh, you sit stock upright. Okay.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah, apparently. Hi.
Hi. And then she gives you a
Darkstryder's
big
here?
hug. Big hug.
Hi. Okay. Nice. Yes. Good. Darkstryder's here.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't. I think he's trying to kill Arthur and Isla.
No, it's more
Mine gave me
complicated
the
than that.
basics. Arthur, what are you thinking?
I'm trying to work out 17 different problems at once. Primarily, let me try and do the overarching thing, but in as quick a process as possible. So, part of the reason that I fell out with Julian is I slowly been figuring out that each one of the team and how we were brought together is all because we were each tied to an apocalypse. I am fairly certain mine already happened, and that Darkstrider's family is one of the casualties I caused. So, trying to solve things in a very particular fashion where either we help Darkstrider, who has definitely murked for the BOO, which would give us somebody who has information on the BOO to help with the other apocalypse, which is tied to Turbine, or it solves another solution in another much more tragic fashion in which the thorn in our side that always appears at the most inopportune time is no longer a thorn in our side.
I think I understand half of that. Um, but mine said something from Elodie's message about the power regulators for my child.
Yes, and since our child is no longer on this plane of existence,
Yeah.
wouldn't need the regulator, which, if we're going to go with the less tragic version of this plan, Darkstryder will definitely need if he is trying to undo a multi-dimensional time space singularity.
Okay.
We're looking
Can
at
we
something
back
that's
up?
at least 3 of you in power.
Can we back up to the part where you're somehow responsible for Darkstrider's family being dead?
When the universe can't reconcile something, things disappear.
Hmm.
But that's not your fault.
No, it's Julian's.
I don't like Julian either. However, I'm happy to help. So, 3 of me in power, huh?
At the very least, when we're talking about trying to undo something that has a ripple effect, while Hussar took things over as and is the new singularity, the collapse wave I don't think has entirely settled yet. So using her right now would be cataclysmically bad. But at the same time, in order to undo what Darkstryder needs undone, I think he needs both of us. And I'd rather not have both of us die, so we need the power together.
Hmm. Well, I have a thought. It's experimental. Um, if you're not aware, Menace has figured out how to harness what I do, and you see fingers wave and multiple arcs of power wave around her hand, and turn it into fusion.
Incredibly useful.
Yeah, it's what's
I
powering. It's what's powering the city. And heavy fusion. In fact, we're making new materials with it, making a spaceship. And in fact, Athena's making for me. But that might provide the power we need if I boost it. Assuming we're going for the less tragic outcome.
again, the one thing that Julian always told me: don't fall through with a plan without having 3 exit strategies.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can do the less tragic one, but at the same time, he's got power. The thing that the problem is when this process happens, I'm not entirely certain how it all works, but I know there's going to be a lot of power that needs to be clamped down. Otherwise, we might cause a couple of black holes right in the middle of sunset. And I'd rather not do that. That's where I keep my
No.
stuff.
I'm going to shoot for 0 tragedy in this case. But I want you
Noble
to
goal.
understand I want to help, but if Darkstrider proves to be a threat, I'm going to stop it.
Always have 3 exit strategies.
All right. Mind, where are they now?
Isla Hinsky and Darkstryder are currently en route to the 28th floor.
28th floor. Why don't we do this in a lair? We'll borrow one of Menace's lairs. Take them to the retro lair, the one Menace's favorite. You know the one.
There's multiple layers.
Oh yeah.
Retro Lair. Ah,
Oh.
yes, Professor Atomoshock.
Oh yes, Atomic Shock.
Oh yeah, I've been with that one. Just the once though.
Oh yeah. There's Menace doesn't tell many people, but one of the reasons I had trouble finding them for so long was they actually had a lot of different layers. Still do. Atomic Shock should work for us. Yes. All right. Why don't we go in here? And I'll point to the elevator.
Ding!
Let's go.
And it shoots down at speed. Sapphire Sirius, you have been in bed for the past day or so, not feeling quite yourself. Just those vibrations, those harmonics of diamond regolic fracking and pulsating out across the void towards you had left you nigh unto catatonic. They're finally starting to subside. What do you do?
Well, depends. Where exactly? Uh, what exactly would I see around me at the time? Would I recognize this place as like anything anywhere I recognize, like the House of Mysteries,
Yeah,
or
you're in
maybe
your
like
room in the House of Mystery.
okay,
Like they took you and
okay,
tucked you into bed.
right, okay. So first thing that happens, Sapphire at like the very last few moments of Sapphire's uh, sleep, he is basically replaying that battle in his dream. And like at that last moment where Diamond Regular like opens her mouth and that beam of light comes and like blows into his head, he just wakes up like, hey, I'm back home. So
Oh, yep.
so we won. Yes, we won. All right, that's great. Hey, Arthur, Isla, where are they?
You see on your
Huh?
bedside table there is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Where are the? Oh, no, just goes. Oh yes, and he like just gets done eating it, and like, yeah, just makes up for. Oh right. Arthur, Isla, and the rest of them. He goes like goes for his communicator ring. Uh, Sapphire Sirius 2, Mythfits. Uh, where are you guys right now? Is everyone all right? Did we land? Did we all land safely since the last? You know.
It's a good thing you're awake, Sapphire. Um, there's a lot going on right now.
Of
We're in
course there
Xanadu.
is. You're in Xanadu?
We're in Xanadu.
What? Why? What's going on?
It's a long story. Darkstryder's involved. Pulsar is here, which is nice.
Oh, awesome.
Marvin's not, which is less nice. I think maybe you should get over here.
Right.
Arthur, there's a door, right? Is there a door?
So.
Again, that's sort of in Isla's hands as
I thought maybe you
things...
remembered from, when you were.
I remember, but things are likely shifting as the house adapts to Isla's personality and mood. So the door that worked for me might not take him to the same place.
Scratch that. Just fly. Just fly.
Like, and then
Hi,
like
Sapphire.
as soon as Elodie's like just fly, she hears the sound of another door closing behind Sapphire as he just came out of a door that he went into. Like, oh, now you tell me. Note to self: do not go in the door that's like 3 turns to the left on the. How do you even get directions in this place? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna mark it. That's right there. Do not enter on this one particular door. Don't ask me what's in there. And so, yeah, he heads to the garage, hops into his ship, tries to get it to work. Fortunately, it seems like it does for now, and takes off straight to Xanadu. And he will be there after a bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Isla, the elevator stopped, shifted, and starts moving in a different direction. What's going on?
Um, I believe we're going where we're supposed to. Don't panic. And she kind of just slowly puts her hand on his shoulder. I know you don't like this. Trust me, it helps. And I'm just gonna soothe his anxiety a little bit.
It's an agitation. It's the feeling that something is going to go wrong any second now. It moves to the side. Slight lurch as it changes directions. And after a few more minutes, you open up into a cavernous lair that it's total classic mad scientist. You've got like the Tesla ladders, the orbs. At the middle, you see like some type of uh reactor complex thing with cascades of lightning flying off of it to various antennae throughout the area. And there are several green glowing columns set up to provide a lot of the lighting.
Yeah, so we're probably in the right spot. I'm not gonna panic just yet. But she noticeably steps in front of him. I know you don't trust me yet, but if you don't know me by now, I truly do not wish anybody harm. It's even you.
Where are we supposed to be?
Well, I'm trying to help you. So wherever you need to be, I can get you there.
And you can tell he wants to just get right back in that elevator and get out of here. But he's not, because you're not letting him.
I just reach out a hand and just hold it there, waiting for him to take it.
You feel that gauntlet clasp your hand.
You have really big hands. Don't squeeze too tight.
Yeah, they've got fine motor control. And you step forward into an astonishingly good replica of the lair of Professor Atomashok. Meanwhile, Arthur, Elodie, Pulsar. The elevator's been moving for a few minutes now.
Pulsar has just quickly texted Mind to send a proof of flight plan for Sapphire.
Yeah, it's very, very easily done. You know, Mind has direct access to the air traffic control for Xanadu. Compared to like the other flying supers and like several of the weird hovercraft and airships that are around here, this is like, yeah, sure. It's the next best thing to a commercial flight, pretty much. The elevator doors open, and you step into this lair, just coruscating energy flowing everywhere, and just this heat radiating from a lot of the equipment.
I really do like this lab. I'll step out of the elevator. Atomic Shock's classic. Classic villain.
Several like mechanoids soar past with their rocket boots flaring.
Just have a really good air filtration system to deal with all the fumes.
Oh, he was ahead of his time in a lot of ways. Also, didn't care sometimes.
Good thing I'm dead.
Speak for yourself. I mean, I've got a suit at least.
Oh, you're fine too. I'm fine. We're all fine. It's replicas for the most part. But Menace made these to. Well, they wanted to start from scratch the way a lot of the early, villains did. Shock was one of the greatest. Energy projection. I think Shock experimented with portals, so that's one reason.
The portal obsession, right?
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever really go away. But um, while we here, since we have a second, Elodie, it sounded like from mine didn't give me details, but it sounded like you needed to talk about something.
I mean, I don't. Who needs to talk about things? It's fine. I got this. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine, you
Arthur
guys.
goes two-dimensional and just slips into the shadows at this moment.
Are you sure? Because you don't sound fine.
No, I'm fine. Billy Badass over here.
Hmm. It's time for Pulsar to pierce the mask.
I think that's a good idea for her.
Oh, how the
And
turds
I
have
have.
tabled.
Do I get a bonus for? I think I have influence over Elodie. Do I?
Yes, you're an adult. You have influence over Elodie.
Okay, so do I get a bonus for that or?
It's +1.
+1.
Okay. Oh.
Pulsar mark potential. Um,
Interesting.
something you don't say often, but
This doesn't
uh,
happen a lot.
He
Puls-
has more
name is-
nerves than you have
Pulsar,
power.
you can ask a question. I will answer for
All
Elodie.
right. Um, one of the things I get out of this though is because I have where is it? Wrong side of the tracks. When I pierce someone's mask, I roll plus mundane. But I also get to ask, what was your darkest moment?
Oh, oh. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be when she lost her family. That was just like right there.
So I'm just reminded of that.
Yeah,
I think I might have known that already.
probably.
Um,
Yeah.
how do I get Elodie to open up again?
To get Elodie to open up again, I think you've got to reassure her that you're there for her.
Okay. So I'll just lay a hand on her shoulder. Hey, it's not easy being, a kid and doing all this. I know. And trust me, it helps to talk. I mean, back then I had Rin and Alex. I still have, um, my dad's, my team up at the Watchtower. I mean, I can talk to I can talk to the Doom Marine. He doesn't say much, but it helps to talk.
You can see her visibly and feel her visibly tense when you mention parents. And she kind of uncharacteristically kind of shoves your hand off. Look, I'm fine. I need to be fine right now. There's a moment where I'm allowed to break down and deal with this, and it's not right now.
All right.
Right now we have Darkstryder to deal with. And if we don't deal with him, he's gonna hurt my friends. I'm not letting that happen.
It's all right. I'm here, so that's not going to happen.
And as you're saying this, you can see approaching from another one of the gantryways is Isla and Darkstryder, hand in hand.
Do we see them right away?
Oh yeah, you can see them now.
Yep.
Uh, you can feel Darkstryder, even in his armor, tenses. Oh crap!
It's okay. It's okay. Friends of my friends, right? It's okay. And then I just squeeze his hand even tighter.
Pulsar looks relaxed. But Elodie, your suit might ping a little jump in local static electricity. Pulsar's relaxed but ready.
Hussar starts to try and drag Darkstryder forward a little bit.
He moves forward. He's compliant, if not happy with the situation. Viscerally.
Why don't we all have a seat here? There's a nice big table over there.
I'm assuming this is why we're here.
Well, I felt like taking you all to the main lair was not something Menace would want. They're busy right now, so their negotiations with King Croc really can't be interrupted. So Mind asked me to come see what's up. I wasn't doing much. So.
Hussar moves over to the chairs and immediately sits Darkstryder down and sits right next to him, still holding his hand.
Pulsar would take a seat at the head of the table. It's very throne-like.
It's throne-like with like the radiation symbol at the top of it. You got the little control panel in front of you for all the different features.
Not gonna lie, you look really good right now sitting in that chair, but moving on.
I know. Oh, what's this one? I shouldn't touch that. So, Darkstryder. We haven't met before.
No, we haven't. No.
You don't sound sure of that. I understand there's some alternate dimension stuff going on right now, so...
I haven't met you, Pulsar. But you can understand why I'd be a bit nervous having to, sit at a table with you.
I suppose I have that effect sometimes.
I lean forward really quickly. I'm like, I'm Isla. By the way, I don't think we've ever officially been introduced.
Yeah, we met a little bit when you guys returned, but we've never really had a chance to talk. Oh, so,
Hi.
hey, welcome to Xanadu. Nice to meet you.
Love your look.
I hear great things about you.
You should.
Very pointedly averting her gaze.
Isla just turns towards Elodie. They should be good. Yeah. If they're bad, then I have something to make up for, apparently.
Oh, funny bad. You know, the embarrassing ones. I haven't
Embarrassing
told
ones.
anyone.
You know what? I'm gonna let it go. It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's important to be honest. All right.
Honesty is a big thing with me.
Yeah, honesty's great.
And while everyone's discussing honesty and Arthur is still a shadow, I'd like to assess the situation.
Yes, that's a good idea.
No. 7.
7. You get something off the menu.
Something I'm going to go not with what I should ask, but what I want to ask.
Hmm.
So, in that specific case, what fear can I use to get access to information on the Bureau of Observation?
Oh. Oh. um.
If I'm going to make a trip all the way out to Xanadu, I'm not going to leave empty-handed.
No, nobody's saying don't. Criminy. Um. Well, I mean, you're in a reasonably suitable replica of Professor Atomic Shock's lair. He probably had supercomputers of some kind that might be able to get you some information. Depending on what's in the archives, he might have even had some information about the Bureau collected on his own, depending on how accurate Menace has built this lair.
Okay. I would like to do something stupid. Um,
I don't think
I
this was
Everybody
stupid.
drink.
Seeing that there is multiple like computers and all sorts of things, I'm going to look for the biggest one
Why not?
Hmm.
and try and phase with it.
It's got a whole
Okay.
20 megabytes of memory.
Wow. State of the art in the year of our Lord 1972.
I might be able to put a PDF on here.
Hmm.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, I was wondering because you're like, I would like to do something. I'm like, how can you make this stupid? There it is. Yeah, go ahead and unleash your powers, there, Barghest.
Okay.
Where did Barkas go?
He has become the ghost in the machine. As you meld and absorb all of the information that you can.
Okay. I think it's back to the tension at the table. We can come back to what I find out later.
Yeah, at an appropriately dramatic moment. Look, I'm. This is all very nice, but I'm not exactly here for exchange of pleasantries and all that.
I understand. Why don't you explain your plan to me?
The idea and the principle is that by acquiring the multiversal singularity of the House of Mystery, I can use the multiversal singularity to reach in and create a multiversal vibration from a universe that has my family and bring them back to my universe.
Talking about resurrecting the dead, aren't you?
It's a little more complicated than that. They didn't die say.
This was a temporal effect.
Best as I can tell, when there was a collapse caused by the creation of the new keeper of the House of Mystery, several effects rippled throughout the multiverse, creating new foundations, erasing old supports. It appears my family was caught in the wake.
All right. And what do you think will be the repercussions of getting your family back? This is a multiversal event. You can't just control Z this kind of thing.
Never said I was.
If we can get it to work for him, maybe we can get it to work for others.
Isla.
I lost family too. Except
So did I.
they're still here, not knowing my name. So
It's a little bit different. I lost family. I tried to get them both back. I did very stupid things in the process. I nearly caused an interstellar war because I thought I could find a cure for Vin's disease. I tried to use super speed to try and find Alex before I had the power. I could have ripped a hole in the universe. But now I have the power and I still could rip a hole in the universe, but I don't use it. Because the effects can't be predicted. And I know Alex wouldn't want me to try.
Well, there's the difference between you and me, Pulsar.
I
I'd do
don't
anything to
risk
prevent this
others
attack.
for my desires.
And that's your choice. I made my choice.
She did.
it wasn't
What are
just
you
his
risking?
desires. What if I said I wanted to make it mine?
And he turns and looks at you. His monocle like whirring and clicking. What?
Pulsar is looking at you too.
What if I said, this has to happen?
Are you speaking for yourself or are you speaking as the new singularity?
At this moment, I don't feel like there's a difference. The only difference between me and the past singularity is that not only do I feel my pain, the loss that I've had, but I feel his just as deeply. I feel yours. I feel Elodie's. I feel Arthur's. I feel everybody's loss and their anger and their hate. And yeah, sometimes I feel their love, but you'd be surprised at how rare that genuine happiness really is. And so if I can do something to bring it, maybe not to someone who just necessarily needs it, but someone who could use it to hopefully change. And she pointedly looks at Darkstryder and know that not everybody has to make decisions to hurt. I'd feel a lot better giving that genuine happiness back. It's one less person I have to feel that pain for.
Okay. Understand that I want to help, but I hate to sound too attached to the status quo, but if your solution resulted in an exchange of even one life for a life, I don't pay that price. I never have, not if I could avoid it. I won't allow someone's grief to endanger others because I did it twice. And I was stopped by people who were wiser than I was at the time.
I look straight at Arthur.
I don't
Arthur's
think
not.
Arthur's here right now.
I was like, he's
No,
in the
no,
shadows.
I know. I like the idea of like just as Isla's eyes are looking for him, he steps out of the computer.
I was like, yeah, I know he's in the area, but okay.
There we go.
So I look towards.
And feels the gaze and then meets it.
Yep.
Arthur, there you are. Have you been listening?
Partially.
Did you find something interesting?
A few ancient tidbits, but I got the gist of the conversation.
Okay.
Arthur, I think you understand me more than most. Elodie, don't get me wrong. You know me more than most. So does Marvin. But Arthur understands the weight of what being the keeper means. And I'm still learning. And so when I don't know anything, I kind of lean on him for that, which I apologize for.
No need to.
But you also have instilled this confidence in me where whatever decision I make, stupid or not, as long as it's meant to not harm more than it is to save, it's okay. And I would never ever hurt any of you. And I know Darkstryder has. Trust me. I know. We're not sorry. We're not besties by any means, but I understand where they're coming from. And I can't just excuse it.
Being the keeper means you're not playing chess, you're playing Go. And there's a lot of sacrifice plays. I'm sorry, Pulsar. If you knew all the terrible things I did, I don't think you'd be able to tolerate my presence. But there are things that have to be done in order for the multiverse not.
I don't understand it personally because, well, let's face it, I've always had the power to avoid it when I was smart enough to use it correctly. And I think but I know Nemesis, I know Menace, I love Menace, and I'm dating Athena. And these are all people who've made choices of terrible arithmetic. That's what Athena likes to say. Lies for lives. think I have to go with the experts here. And that's you right now.
There's very little expertise in this. A cosmological shift of this nature can cause a cascade. We've already experienced a couple.
Menace has been trying to track them down, but it's hard when you're part of the cascade. You can't observe outside of it.
Heisenberg, yes. But there's a few things that will. There's enough certainty in the uncertainty that some things can be accounted for. And there are going to be lives lost in this exchange. I'm still working out to making sure that it's the acceptable solutions here. Also trying to figure out just precisely what the hell I am right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh. That's a pretty big variable.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to exist. You can. Well, Menace would say you can do almost anything if you're not supposed to exist.
The thing is, I'm not supposed to exist, but I do, and there has to be a reason. And I'm still trying to figure that mystery out, but I don't have access to all the secrets to unravel it.
But Hussar does.
Sar has access to the mystery, not necessarily the secrets.
Hmm.
It's part of stage 2. This good plan.
Oh. Elodie? What do you think?
What do I think?
This is your team. Should I back their play? You're the team leader now. Time to lead.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the leader.
Pulsar gets up, goes over to her, pulls her into a hug. It's all right. It's okay. You don't have to be. You don't have to be this.
But I do.
No. This is your choice. I don't have to be what I am. I chose this. And I chose again and again and again. What do you want?
I want Isla to have Yadviga back. I don't want Arthur to die. I don't want Martin to have his dumb Nephilim apocalypse. I don't want Sapphire to have to fight a war for his people. I want my mom back. and none of those things can happen.
Not quite right. Maybe not all of them, but some.
We can try at least. It's not easy.
That's
We can
the
try.
other choice. Not all. Some. I can't save everyone. I'm one of the most powerful beings on this planet, possibly in the galaxy. I don't know, but I can't save everyone. I'm mortal to an extent. I'm limited. I think the choice you have maybe is some. You could stop an apocalypse. If I know, from what I know of Turbine, he'd say all we have to do is hit it hard. We can we can find a loophole in the universe and get Yadviga back. We can beat the shit out of the Angel of Death and keep Arthur. I fought God just the once.
I mean, I guess if you want to get technical, I did too.
I think you can do this.
I would love it at this point that there's just elevator doors go ping, and out walks Sapphire.
I think that's perfect timing for that.
Yeah.
Sapphire gets to walk in on Elodie
Yeah.
with tears streaming down her
Break
face because that's
into the tension here.
All right, guys. What did I? Like, all right, guys. I'm here. Oh man. Did I come in at a bad time?
No, you came in at the most Sapphire time possible.
Perfect. Don't worry. Come on.
Makes sense.
Come give
And
Elodie
so
a
he
hug.
like comes in and takes a seat. Like, all right. So, what's going on here?
Trying to undo a series of unfortunate mistakes.
trying to do a whole bunch of things that seem impossible. You know, par for the course for us.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help.
Oh, yeah, Pulsar.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you here. It's been no. I
This
don't
is the
think we
first
even
time
have met face to face.
This is the first time we've met where you weren't unconscious.
That's true. That's true. But either way, it is an honor to meet you. And he like offers a hand.
I have one arm around Elodie still and
Oh, right.
take his hand.
He just like sort of morphs his other hand into the other hand. Like,
Elodie trying very hard to scrub the tears away because oh boy, this is embarrassing.
You don't have to hide. All right.
Well, again, I'm not entirely sure exactly what it is that we have to really do, but all I know is that we've dealt with serious stuff before, and like I don't know. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. We've dealt with this kind of thing before, and I'm not sure exactly how severe it is, but I trust your judgment, Ellen, and I know you'll make the right decision.
You and everybody else, apparently.
Let's face it, if it was my call, things would be going a lot worse.
Maybe. Elodie looks directly at Darkstryder.
Meets your gaze.
I don't think I ever apologized to you for not holding up my end of the bargain. But I think you, more than anyone, can understand why I didn't.
Honestly, I halfway didn't expect you to go through with it.
This is my family. If getting your family back hurts them in any way, I take your head.
You're welcome to try.
Isla takes this moment to run over to Elodie and just gives her the biggest hug and kiss. And I want to roll to comfort and support her.
Perfect.
Please.
Oh, I forgot about that rule.
Please.
It's something I always forget about until I'm like, that would have been great to
Me
have.
too.
Can we all roll?
Group hug.
It's not like 5e where you can like roll
7.
help action or something.
So yeah, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you. So what would you like to do?
Unmarked guilty.
Okay.
And I'm going to wrap my arms around Isla and I mean, hey, we do the impossible, right?
Every day, babe. And you know as well as me that me being in a leadership role would just be awful for everyone because
Oh yeah, you are a terrible leader.
yeah. I have run by my emotions. What do you know?
And she takes her face in her hands. So you follow my lead.
I trust you.
And Yadviga will know your name again. I promise.
Oh, we're gonna fix that? Good, because I was drawing a blank on how to do that.
I am so happy you guys are my family. And then I pointedly look at Darkstryder. This doesn't mean that I'm not still infinitesimally on your side. We're going to try our best. But like Elodie said, if it does hurt our family, I'm just trying to do the best good I can.
I heard you. So, about this power regulator.
Yes.
Right, a
The
power
purpose of the
regulator.
power regulator is to what? Prevent a black hole?
Pretty much the amount of power that's going to be output needs a really good collar / funnel in order for not the stop the black hole thing happening, B, keep so that Isla and myself don't get quantumly atomized. I don't feel like being thrown into my component quarks.
All right. Okay. Seems like Elodie's made a decision. So, what is it you guys like to say? I haven't done this since I was a teenager. Let's do something stupid.
Opa.
Hey. And so,
Prost!
unless there is anything else stopping us, I think we go back to Sunset City.
Yeah, just tell Mind, requisition Menace's best power regulator and some equipment for me to help.
And somebody's going to have to fill me in on the details of this situation while we're on the way.
Yes.
Certainly. So, the two quantum shifting events, we're trying to somewhat undo both of them at the same time without causing a cataclysmic wave.
Oh yeah, that's dangerous stuff right there.
Yeah,
And if I understand correctly, since it's still in flux, this is what makes it possible.
partly
Right, that
because
sounds about right.
the Isla wave has yet to fully collapse, and because of insert giant question mark about my existence here, there's a gap.
Okay, wait. So the two events that you're talking about are Isla becoming the keeper and
Me becoming
you.
keeper.
Oh, so it's when both of you. Okay, you becoming the keeper and what's the second one then?
Isla becoming keeper.
And Isla becoming. So basically, when both of you became the keeper, it created a. Okay, I think I understand what you're talking about. This is. Yeah, this is something that's not necessarily within my area of expertise. I'm more of a science guy. That's more like magical stuff. Um,
Menace might say there's a link.
Yeah, I was gonna say, depending on the size of the microscope you're using, they're about the same.
right.
Old Dr. Nemesis always used to say there were two sides of the same coin. That's why he kept me on.
There's a reason that Celeste's, sorry, Elodie's suit works with suit and sword and shield work with magic and science. So, yeah.
And the difference between both of those is sometimes it just, whether you believe or not, it's up to you, but I can see that some of mine becomes divine.
When we start getting into the
Coming from
gods and
somewhere we
everything
don't
else, it
even know.
starts getting real weird.
Just throwing that out there.
Lots of divinities out there. Some of them more punchable than others.
That I can agree with.
The line between mortal and god is, well, let's just say where I come from, it's a lot more of a spectrum of things.
Yeah, technically, I just fought a god the other day. I mean, they worship the very ground Diamond Regular walks on, and they literally thought that she was completely invincible. But look at what we did when we all banded together. I mean, if you were on Lithia, you would have no idea how huge of a deal it was that we even managed to get a scratch on her.
Dude. Nope, I'm filing that away for later. Nope. Okay, that's a different scam.
Right.
Another scam for another day.
Right, right.
Hold on to that one. But once we're back in Sunset,
Mm-hmm.
Arthur's going to attempt to do another disappearing act.
Okay, yeah, unleash, and then we can do a bit of a thingy thing.
And since we're going to be back in Sunset, I'm going to be using Grim on this one.
All right.
And in that case, I get to roll superior with bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Full on.
So
Where
yeah,
to?
once they're back in Sunset and they're heading, I'm guessing towards Darkstryder's lair. He just up and slips into the shadows.
Is just still riding along in the shadows, or?
He's going to try and make a very quick trip. Using Grim and phasing as the crow flies. To get to a very specific tower downtown.
And what? Oh, yeah. Okay. Very well. And you get there, and the place is just a shambles.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And what in the name of Hella's good boob happened here?
And stomping out of the kitchen comes Liz, and she's got fire in hand. And she's like, "Julian Hellwarden, if you have come back out..." Oh, hi, Arthur.
Hi. Can't say I like the redecoration of the place, but so I came for some guidance.
Guidance? I can... One moment. One second. And she totters back into the kitchen. You can see like some of the stuff has been swept up into piles. Like there is some new furniture in place. And she comes back out and she's got a bucket full of stuff. Uh, do we need horror specs or...
I'm more plying upon your position and knowledge because I have a series of very sneaking suspicions I need confirmation on before proceeding forward with very foolhardy action.
Huh, okay. And she like nudges the kitchen open with her foot and tosses the bucket in wholesale.
So, aside from Julian, who I'm really not on speaking terms with, and Grandma, who I think is still a bit salty about how that entire Avalon thing went down, you are the only one that might be able to answer a very pointed question.
It's not pointed at me.
No, it, it's not pointed directly at you, and more pointed at a ballpark in which you reside.
All right, that's fair. Go on.
Grim was in the House of Mystery for a reason. What is it?
Graham. Grim is the processional, the march towards the end. He's there because there's always one last great mystery for mortals. And, they might stop off with us for a while. Eh, they even stay with us for quite a while too, but eventually, well, if I knew where they went, I'd be a little happier myself, but I don't get to know that. They don't tell me.
That makes a little more sense of why things are happening the way they are. Oh, this is gonna suck.
When does it not suck? Even when it's fun, it sucks.
Okay. Well, it means we're gonna have to talk to somebody higher up on the chain of command. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah. If you do see Julian, tell him I'm going to bill him for the dry cleaning.
Oh, when I see Julian next, I'll make sure to get that one in between a few kicks of my own.
Good on you, kiddo.
Um, and he essentially takes off like a shot, um, but has like the little thought bubble inner monologue. Great. I don't get to live. Okay, so I know inexorably tied to the firmament. Cosmological manifestation of inclusion. Abu. Okay, so that's the variable. So I know who has to die. This is going to hurt. Oh, and rushes back to meet back up with the others.
And so it is. The drones have been reintegrating Menace's tech into the machinery, and another little like station has been built to accommodate, since there is not one but two singularities that need to be put through for this machine to perform its function. It's almost unnerving how everything moves like a hive. The signals flowing back and forth in unison. No verbal exchanges, but looking the drones, because of their humanoid look, it's fascinating.
Pulsar is probably standing next to Darkstryder watching this. You know, Menace is going to perform a full analysis of this, right?
If this goes properly, I don't care what they do with the machine. So long as I get to keep what I came for.
What will you do then?
Go home with them.
Back to villainy in your home plane?
Why not?
Not judging or anything. It's just curious.
Why wouldn't I?
What was happening?
It was a war. Interstellar, his confederation, was invading. Powered creatures from all different sorts of cultures. They thought they had the upper hand. Wanted to add us in because we had almost as much as they did contained on our one single little planet as they did in their entire multitude, their confederation. We were fighting them, and we won.
Everyone.
Everyone. Heroes, villains, miscellaneous. Nobody wants to be on the planet that gets conquered. And then that's when this multiversal wave kicked in, and all of a sudden I wake up and I'm 7 years later. World moved on, but my family wasn't there, so I couldn't.
I know what that's like.
Oh, what was it like
And
for
I'm
you?
going to actually make a roll here.
Oh, what role?
Um, it's an adult move. Well, let me look. I was planning to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to empathize.
Empathize. Yeah. Do
Yes.
it.
With my other, again, rolling mundane, not a strong point for Pulsar. Do I have a situational bonus?
No, not in this case.
Okay.
Poor Pulsar.
Pulsar just can't really relate. It's just
Pulsar
not the
has just been
same.
spent so much time away from Earth on the Watchtower that and so mark potential. And he's like,
Ah.
Rip to Darkstryder, but I'm built different.
uh,
Oh, that's harsh.
and he just kind of like, you're a living god. It's no offense,
I'm
but
not a god. Don't call me that. I might be dating one, but I'm not one.
suit yourself.
Being a god's relative steps out of the shadows.
Maybe, but there are factual differences between mortals and gods.
You'd be surprised.
You should ask Athena about it sometime.
Well, like you can really trust a god on these sorts of things.
It's part of it. Gods don't have their own will entirely.
And what's a god to a constant? Speaking of which, you are riddled with tech. We're going to do this. I need to see something real quick. If anyone's going to have it, it's you.
What are you looking for?
You had to be able to find this dimension and find your family. If there's anybody who has a multidimensional viewer, it's you.
Mm-hmm. That I do.
If we're doing this, I need to see precisely who I'm killing. I need to see how many other me's are out there.
All right.
So that's what's happening, Arthur? We're eliminating other yous?
You have to collapse the waveform.
Yeah,
I'm insulated.
He steps
Are you
over.
sure that's something you want to know?
Hell Warden Rule 700. You always collect the butcher's bill.
Harsh.
I have a personal rule like that.
As he
I don't
walks
number
over
them.
to a console, a wire snakes out of his helmet and plugs in, and a monitor clicks on. What's the search parameters?
Arthur Addison, and every permutation thereof.
Taps it, taps the return key, and you see a flash of Arthur Addison, the mythos, fighting alongside Hell Warden in a two-fisted backdrop. We flash again. We see Arthur Addison, Sothoth, as he marches backwards through time in his bid to rule all. We see Arthur Addison, the favored winter knight of Mab, as he oversees the claiming of more humans for the hunt. We flash, and again, we see Arthur Addison, normal student at John Romita Junior High School. And on, and on, and on. This is a universe of many, and there are many Arthur Addisons.
This whole time, Isla slowly creeped up behind Arthur and just grabbed his hand to hold it.
It's ice cold.
I want to pierce the mask.
Yes!
And I have influence over you, so right?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Who dared to know?
Oh. Mark potential.
Yep.
Ask a question. I'll answer it.
Okay. It was. What do you want me to do? I was just gonna whisper. What do you want me to do?
I really want to answer this one.
If you have a good answer, I want give it because it doesn't have to be true.
Live a good life. I want Isla to live a good life.
She squeezes his hand and then immediately walks over to Darkstryder, stares him straight in the face, and she wants to pierce his mask.
All right. Go for it.
It's probably not going to work again, but we're going to see.
I mean,
Okay.
you actually do.
All right. For Darkstryder,
You get 3 of these.
all right. Now I want to ask him, what do you intend to do? Just to double check.
Bring his family back.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Be the focus for the machine.
How can I get your character to follow my lead?
Either make sure this goes off without a hitch, or have a way to do this if this doesn't work out.
I'm going to whisper in his ear. I'm willing to help you. I am willing to give you that happiness you think is gone and that you deserve and that you've lost. But I'm not willing to let that person over there, one of my best friends, dare I say my boyfriend, even though he won't admit it, I will not let him take all the guilt every day that he always has. Make him believe you only need me to do this. Make him believe he does not need to be a part of this. And if it doesn't work, I need you to have faith that I will help you after. I'm not saying that something bad won't happen to me, but I can almost guarantee I'm going nowhere because I have faith.
All right. A slight nod, almost imperceptible to anybody not directly watching the two of you. And he turns, looks towards Arthur. I've checked my calibrations. I don't need you.
Perfect. Arthur.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
But it does. You're not connected to the house anymore. I mean, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing, but the house seems to like me. Right?
I need the active multiversal singularity.
Well, isn't that should be Isla, right? So I mean that would make sense.
Yeah, see?
You're because as far as I know, again, Arthur, you no longer count to the universe as a living being, so you wouldn't. I don't think that. But then again, you're also sort of you're not connected to the house anymore. That's as far as I know. You're still the only one that's still currently a singularity is Isla. So yeah, I
I
mean,
wish
it would make sense to me at least.
I wish Nemesis were here. She would understand this better. Help me understand what makes one a singularity.
Yeah, that's actually an even better question to ask.
It means that you can't be found in any other multiverse. Everything collapses to a singular point in time and space.
You mean
Right.
throughout all the multiverse, there's only one.
Precisely.
And yeah, but that's the thing though. You can be found in this multiverse, and it's because I remember when I was at Yadviga's house, she believed that you were her grandson. So you kind of do exist in her interpretation of reality.
That's because I'm no longer that singularity. But at least by my math, Darkstryder's family flipped during my singularity event. If we're going to get
Yes,
them
but
back, we need the two of us.
The
yeah,
previous
but
singularity that produced the first wave.
Yes. We have to do an arduous task. That's part of the reason why we're dealing with so much power here. We have to take 2 steps back by my calculations.
Okay, well, before we get too far ahead,
you know what? You do have a good point there.
no. Okay, let's just think about this. What has to be done? What do you need for us to do? Do we have to stand, hold hands, and think really hard, or
No, not
Maybe we need to
stand. You
undo
just need to
yours
sit.
first and then do Arthur's afterward.
Sit, grab your
There, there,
grips, and just hold on.
there
All right.
there's one major problem with just undoing Isla's.
And what would that be?
The time right before she became the keeper.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah,
was
that's true.
going to die.
you know, it'll be fine.
Oh no.
Quick question.
This isn't time travel, people. This is just a multiversal vibration.
I have a question. One more question for you, Dr. Strider. I probably should have asked before. What happens to the singularity if the machine works?
You know, best case scenario is the singularity holds, and there's no harm done. If I built everything right, that should be the case.
And you assuming you have enough power?
I have enough power.
With me, you have more than enough.
And with me, I'll volunteer some of my energy as well.
Yes,
Well,
we definitely need you.
I don't.
There, there's also one other reason why I want to volunteer for this as a bit of insurance. And he looks at Pulsar. I'm not dead. I'm not alive. I'm not dead. I feel like I'm dead, but I'm not dead.
Yeah, kind of like that cat.
It's worse, Sapphire. I'm part of the fabric now. I know what happens when I grow up. I don't know the time frame. But when things must end, I'm the one that takes them to what comes next.
Oh, so you're technically a psychopomp then.
Me. Psycho bomb.
Menace would, not Menace, sorry. Nemesis would love to meet you.
I went from feeling beforehand when I was the keeper, dealing with what you did, what you do. I think people looking at you like a god.
She kind of looks away uncomfortably at that one.
But now I'm even past that. I know what happens when I'm done here.
It's the end of everything, then.
All right, so that explains why you'd want to know how many versions of yourself you'd be erasing.
Time doesn't work the way we think it does. But I have a very certain feeling that I have an end date here. I have a job there.
Why is your time here more important than mine? Why is it every time I try to save you, you intervene?
Because I love you.
No shit. The feeling's mutual, you ass. That's why I'm trying to save you back.
Also smiling a little sadly at all this.
Sapphire's just fighting back tears himself.
I don't know what time we've got left. But I want to make sure before I leave, I get to say goodbye. And I'm not ready to say goodbye now. That's why I want to save you. I'm not ready. I'll lose you, Isla. Not yet.
It's not fair of you to make these decisions for me.
I've never been fair.
It's true. Make me proud, okay?
My best.
The biggest kiss. It doesn't stop for a while. And when she finally breaks apart, she just doesn't look. She just goes over and holds Elodie's hand.
Whoops. Got you. You roboted for a second there. Froze up. Let's try again. Try that
Sorry,
again.
she gives it a squeeze. I just said that my internet connection. Well, I think I'm good now.
Starting to clear, but not quite there.
She gives her hand a squeeze.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's happening again.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll work through. So yeah, hand to squeeze.
Damn you, internet. But with that tender moment. Okay. Let's fix the cosmos. And he heads over to the chair.
R2.
Pulsar will snap her fingers, and suddenly the casual hoodie and clothes all transforms into the full modern Pulsar bodysuit and armor. It's updated a little bit. It's looking a little It's looking a little retro these days. There's a little bit of Greek influence to it now. Um, Definitely there's a little mark on the shoulder. It's the mark of Athena these days, and Menace's mask on the other shoulder. And all right, are we ready?
Darkstryder looks over to Isla.
Yeah, just do it. He won't fail you.
Need both of us.
I need both of you.
Okay. I go sit in the chair. And before you start it up, you see her white wings, her ethereal wings kind of unfurl in the background, and she just whispers a silent prayer to the original Yadviga. Yadviga, my king, keep my family safe. Blood or no blood, you know that we are here for you and for the future. I love them all.
All right,
Tell me what to do.
let's fix the multiverse. He
I can affect
pushes
power
up
fields.
on the switch, and as he does, you hear the turbine in the machine start to. And as that's happening, you can see now that the drones, racks of them, a whole aviary of drones, are now alighting on top of this machine. And you can see the color draining out of that armor as more and more energy is pulled and pushed into this machine. The light goes from blue to turquoise to green. Isla, Arthur, I need you to take a powerful blow. Poof, poof. The energy shoots through you like a shockwave. What do you do?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I'm not sure what Pulsar's role is in the machine, but can she protect them from this?
Um, I think when she senses that there's about to be this massive surge of energy pushed through them, she can try and defend. Um, you can defend one of them.
Oh boy. Huh.
I would like to do something stupid.
Let's
I
let
was going to
Pulsar
ask for
resolve,
help.
and then we can do something really stupid.
As I'm
Okay.
about to do something, I'm going to shout to because I know that Pulsar knows that Sapphire is the other high energy super in this situation. I'm going to shout to Sapphire, help me. And
Right.
then I will roll to, let's see, what is my roll here? Defend. That's Savior, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, yeah,
Hello,
I'm going to.
Raiders, you are just in time for the activation of Darkstrider's machine, and it is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Do I have a situational bonus?
No, there is not a situational bonus in this case. Situational
Yeah.
bonus is
So
incredible.
I'm going to go and protect whoever it is that uh, isn't being protected by
Okay.
So,
Pulsar.
Pulsar, who are you defending?
Based on the situation, I've decided to help Hussar protect Arthur, so I'm protecting Arthur.
Oh, okay. So you're protecting
Okay.
Arthur. Got it. Got it. Okay. So,
I'm going to protect Hussar.
so yeah, what happens, I expect then, Pulsar, is you dive in and lay hands on Arthur, and you can feel the energy like course through you like a circuit back out into Arthur, and it's
I
less
just
of a
absorb
jolt.
most of the force through
Mhm.
me.
Cool.
Uh, I missed.
Sapphire, please mark potential
Yep.
Ooh.
as you
So what
go ahead.
Sapphire's gonna try to do is okay. What he tries to do is he tries to go over to Hussar and like holds on to her. But what he does is he like transforms like his entire body into this bizarre like 5-dimensional crystalline shape, which is supposed to like redirect the energy out into like some other into like different directions and stuff. But all it does is just like shocks him instead.
Okay, yeah. Please also take a powerful blow then,
Yes.
Sapphire, as you are filled
That's
with
eight. That's a hit.
multiversal energy. That is an 8. So both Hussar and Sapphire Sirius must choose one of the different conditions
Yes.
from the take a powerful blow options.
And what I am going to do is I am going to pick uh, one. Hmm. Let's see. Well, probably the only thing that I can. You know what? I'm just gonna. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm just gonna up the drama a bit. I am going to lose control of my powers.
Oh no, it's not lose control of your powers.
Oh,
No. This is with this one because
oh,
it's only
right,
an
right.
8.
On a
Yeah.
on a 10, on 10.
You
Yeah,
can lash
because
out verbally and provoke a
yeah,
teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of your
that's
influence to
right, right,
inflict a
right. Because
condition.
there's not really much else I can do because I don't even have like 2 conditions to mark because I've
I
only
mean,
got
you
one
could
left.
mark
Yeah,
conditions and take yourself out. That's always an option.
that's true. That's true. Uh, oh,
You're fine.
hold
You're
on a minute.
you're back. I got you.
Can you see me?
Yep,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
got you.
I'm trying to. For some reason, the screen
Hip
went
hop,
went
you're
out.
you're back. I've
Um,
got you.
yeah.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yeah mark another condition, and it's just gonna knock him clean out. It's just
Ooh,
like
just gets blasted back
yeah, he just got
as you like see visions of several other
yeah.
universes and several other sapphires in visions of peril.
Mhm.
LED
Better
wanted
than
to do
awake
something
for 2
stupid.
hours.
Okay, I think I'm maybe a little robot again, but I'm gonna try.
You're fine here.
Okay, good. Um, seeing Pulsar step in to help Arthur, and seeing Corey try and fail to help Hussar. I'm going to activate my weapon of last resort.
Oh boy.
Which, as per what we've discussed, basically gives me Pulsar's powers for a little while.
Right. Look, this was like an adreno thing or something like that.
So I activate that and I step in to try and help Pulsar seeing Sapphire Hussar seeing Sapphire get blasted back.
I
Okay.
didn't get to describe what it is before today, but the way I envisioned it is that it's that little fusion reactor using pulsar's energy, all of the different types. It's
Nice.
tiny.
So, yeah, go ahead and roll a defense. If this works, then you'll take the next hit, for Isla.
Okay. I actually have some savior banked. So
And can I say before she does this too, because I took that powerful blow, I wanted to provoke Arthur And what I'm gonna do instead of making him do a foolhardy action,
Uh-huh.
I want to take advantage of my influence over him, and I'm gonna mark afraid on his.
Oh.
And I'm gonna reach over and squeeze his hand and be like, if someone's gonna go, it's gonna be me. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let you guilt trip yourself anymore.
Oh
Oh,
man.
he's terrified.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay. Here we go with the defend. Fucking really, Elodie?
Mark potential.
I'm so mad.
Um. So what happens is you shoot you rush in to try and do the thing, and you're trying to tank the energy, kind of like Pulsar is, but it doesn't work, and it arcs and hits one of the drones, and it explodes. And the other drones turn to look, and you can see like arcs coming off of them. And Darkstryder looks up. What are you doing? It's not stabilizing. And you hear the hum go louder and louder in a whine. Another surge blasting through. You see a tear start to form in reality. You can see the white of infinity through the crack. What do you do, Mythfits?
Okay. I'd like to unleash my powers, please.
What is the unleash?
I am the ferryman at the end of all things. If there is one person who can reach through infinity and pull his family out, it's me. So, holding on to the chair, if that gap in space is within arm's reach, I'm shoving my hand in there,
Yeah.
and I
As soon
am
as
going to
soon as
try
I
and
see
drag
him,
them out.
While
as
I'm sorry.
Hold on,
soon
hold on, hold on.
Oh,
Let's do this. We gotta do this. I know everybody wants to do things. It's good. This is good.
Grim's here. I'm using everything. So, using Come On Lucky and Kirby Craft on this. So, here goes nothing.
It's a
9.
9. So, you can either mark a condition, or I will tell you how this is going to be unstable or temporary.
I am marking condition. Given given what given what Isla just said, he is marking insecure
Good.
as it this sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. You put your hand into the crack, and it snaps and widens a bit. You can feel your hand passing through several different universes, several different climates, several different Arthur Addisons reaching out.
If I may, with a little artistic description,
Of course.
we're having a DC moment here, as is just on one edge of the page, there is the hand. And then going across the page is a full half circle of all these different Arthurs reaching their hand out to this one point in space and time.
And a pair of hands grasp on. And next! Who's next? Pulsar?
all right. While this is happening, I didn't. Since this isn't. Is this technically? This isn't a counter. I didn't roll for burn because I'm using the flare. Uh, so, but I want to use my overcharge flare.
And
to shield a second person.
okay, so you're trying to basically take some of the energy that's flowing through Hasar as well.
Yep. Overcharge. You channel the full capacity of your incredible powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses.
All right.
So I feel like I'm overcoming an obstacle. Spend 2 burn to take 10 plus when I unleash my powers.
So
So
you're in.
10 plus 2 then?
Uh. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so here comes the freak. I love that this playbook loves freak so much. Yeah. Pulsar only rolls hits.
And
And
so,
also I'll describe it. I'll describe it here.
yeah, go for it.
So as I'm protecting, like I've got my hands on 2 points of the chair that Arthur is in, I'll look over to Isla and see that Sapphire and Elodie have both taken big hits, and they're kind of out of that situation. They can't help, and so I'll focus all of my will, and black energy starts coruscating around my body, and you start to see a flicker, and then a flicker, and pretty a flicker of another pulsar over there, temporarily using the super speed, and then it starts to stabilize, and there's 2 pulsars. They look a little misty. They're kind of vibrating, but they're stabilizing the energy flow.
And so they do. Uh, the rip cracks open a little more as Arthur, you feel those hands on you, those arms, and you're trying to pull them out.
I think Isla was next.
I believe, Isla, what did you have?
The moment he was reaching towards it, I was going to reach at the same time and clasp his hand and shove us both towards it. Say, you go, I go, babe.
Give me the unleash.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's a ghost moment. Oh no. Okay.
So you can either mark a condition, or I will tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
I'm gonna mark my last condition.
So this is gonna take you out.
Yeah. What you're gonna see is you're gonna see Isla grab his hand and kind of like koala bear herself on top of Arthur and like lean back into the fold. Um, and I've got all my conditions marked.
And so, Isla, you're seeing images flashing in front of your eyes. You're seeing the Winter Court. You're seeing Arthur taking you to the door in the House of Mystery, feeling that bleed out. You flash backwards even further towards the House of Mystery exploding over Russia. You flash backwards to the House of Mystery opening its doors and welcoming you inside for the first time. You flash backwards to the House of Mystery appearing in front of Arthur Addison. You flash backwards to Julian Hellwarden placing a call to Frizzetti's Pizza for an order. And all this rushing back forward all at once. Arthur, you feel Isla pulling you back, and you feel the ones that you have a hold of. And they start to come through. You see them, a young woman, a child, horns curling off of each of their heads. The machine hums louder. There's another crack forming on the other side of the room. You hear Darkstryder. Raven? She turns to look. Marcus. And we have time for one more action. Who has it?
I'd like to be selfish here.
Please.
Feeling Isla starting to go limp. We're already in Infinity Crisis. So there's just this kaleidoscope again of all of those Arthurs going, no, not today. And I want to, in this moment, use a move that Turbine taught him. He's got the hands of that young woman and the child. I'm picturing them like it's not hand interlaced, it's hand grabbing forearm and a smaller hand grabbing that one. He's holding the chair, Isla's holding onto him. And he is just going to jut his arm real quick with Turbine's speed, scoop the family, shove them, and using his forward momentum, go into the white hole and use the family to push themselves and Isla back.
I believe that's an unleash.
I am Grim, and Grim is me. I use everything.
So how does this go?
So, in this bright flash of light, Darkstryder, Marcus, we see a kaleidoscope of him, his family, all they've been through. It ends with a small panel of just a pile of that small child, the mother lying atop an unconscious Isla. And then the next page turns, and there is a bunch of darkness and a pinpoint of light in the very center where there are two figures. One that's shaped like Arthur, as he is now. And the other is one we haven't seen in we've seen them in this comic series before. We see Conclusion face to face. That's it for me.
Well, this is certainly odd seeing it from this side of things.
I thought I had more time. I guess You get one freebie with the job.
And the next one, well, you got to pay it out.
Wouldn't have it any other way, boss.
Well, you got the ride.
I do. See you around, boss.
What?
Um,
You aren't gonna let me come along with you?
you've always got shock.
There we go.
And playing on the radio is What a Wonderful World. As they drive up, as right outside the facility.
And we see a series of silent panels. We see Darkstrider's helmet flying through the air. We see gauntleted arms wrapping around a family. We see Isla's eyes flutter open. We see Elodie looking on the scene of another reunited family. Sapphire is right next to her. And it's just so confusing. Because he doesn't know if he's supposed to be happy or if he's supposed to be deeply, deeply in despair. Pulsar is down on one single knee. And she is looking up at the sky. And it's just passing through her head. Is this what it takes again? Every time? If anybody else has a panel to contribute, now is the time.
Elodie looks at Darkstrider and his family. And she gets a glimpse of another life. Where Darkstrider is her. And the mother and child are her mother and her brother. And then her eyes drop to the ground. And so does she.
At this point, is there anything else anybody would like to do before we conclude our issue of Sunset City?
Isla's still kind of out of it. In her dream state, she comes to and she sees golden throne sitting on it is King Yadviga, the original, but surrounding it are all of the female bloodline of her family, all with the same eyes, the same hair, some donning armor, the others not. No males in sight. And she's just down on the ground in front of them. We're the ones that are always going to lose those around us, aren't we?
And several of them look up and have that sad, understanding look in their eyes.
I know that we're stronger because of it. But right now, I don't give a flying fuck. And she just stands up, looks at her family, and walks out.
And she walks into the light. And I think that is as good a point as any to end tonight's issue of Sunset City. Well, folks, we certainly don't always know where we're going to end up, but that's why we play to find out. So we're going to go back around the table, talk to our friends, figure out what's what, where we can find them, and what they're up to. First of all, our wonderful guest tonight, DZ, how you doing? Where can we find you?
Oh, yes, I love this so much. The drama. This is fantastic. I love playing with you guys. I want to do it every week. Just please let me make a character. Um, but oh, you can. I am TZ. I use they them pronouns. Tonight I played Pulsar. She uses she her pronouns. She's the Superman of the world, and you can find me at AO3. Technical Zombie is my username on there. You will find way more writing about Xanadu, Pulsar, Menace. I've got Mercury in there. We got some good stuff. We got some new lower tech, lower powered supers in there. You get to meet Swordfish. You get to meet her daughter Midnight, who has light powers. It's fantastic. I love writing it. I don't get to write enough. I would love to do it full time. Eventually, someday, mine and Celeste's co-written piece will come out that goes through Celeste's that goes through Elodie's training with Menace to become the fully equipped Lady Perilous. Yeah, so great. What else did you need from me? I got lost in the rain.
No, that's fine. It's where what did you like? Where
Oh,
we find you? That sort of thing. Basically
yeah, yeah.
any thoughts that you've got.
And yeah, same handle on Twitter. It's all linked there. So
It's fantastic. Always a pleasure to have you on. You're always an inspiration to all of us, and so I want to say we could not have done this without Pulsar's help because boy, things could have gone much worse than they did.
and I loved getting to be Pulsar for this one because it was exactly how I envision her, like rolling savior and freak, just constantly. She's not great with the mundane stuff, never has been, and all hits on savior and freak. By the way, yes, perfect. It's like that's exactly how I like her
Pulsar
to be.
certainly did save several things here. I feel like so. Hopefully
So
everybody else got that impression as well. Pope, my dear friend, why must you do this to us, you utter bastard?
I have a reputation to uphold.
That is fair. That is fair.
Hey,
You
Please.
and me are
everybody.
having words.
wait, I want to know
Did
who's the
Arthur-
real killer in this.
Like, I'm just trying to understand. Did Arthur really just sacrifice himself like that? Like,
It sure looks like it.
Christy, get in line.
Uh,
dude.
well, I am going to be looking forward to an epic chewing out here later. But with that being said, hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams, and sometimes your emotional screams. With that being said, if you want to see more of this silly face, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. First and foremost is Wednesday. You get a lot of me. First, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern over on Follow Black Cats, we keep going with the spy game Hexcrawl, where I play an actual significantly evil bastard in Sherlock, who him and his teammates just realized they're the bad guys. Well, the rest of the team realized they're the bad guys. And now they have to decide on what they're doing. But then, inverse, if you want to see me play a character that is very much not the usual for me, tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Praxagoria Thesmophoria's channel for Starblade Battalion Memories, as I play a character with way too many X's, who has absolutely zero chill, and is easily seduced. So, by all means, if you want to see that disaster boy in space and me struggle to play him, tune on in. And then, same Mythfits time, same Mythfits channel. Come see what the hell happens. And if I remember, this is an off issue week.
It is indeed off issue week.
And so, with that being said, there is a new issue of Death and Dreams, which deals with the constants. And we get to see Conclusion essentially doing the HR training for Barghest in his job.
Perfect. Love that.
The issue's titled the title of said issue is yeah, that works. Barghest the Hack, as it's no longer a hearse. It's a black cab.
Well, there you go. So we'll see what comes from that. Corey, how are you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Uh, well, once again, I'm Hyperlight Sparks, also known as Corey Sparks. You can find me on Twitter at Hyperlight Sparks with an X. And this was intense. I think it's the first time we've like lost one of the characters. Oh man, this is I'm really I wonder where we're gonna go from here, because we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, as for the off issue, Sapphire mentioned something about Schrodinger's cat a little while earlier, and it's interesting to note there is somewhere on the other side of Sunset City somebody who can relate to Schrodinger's cat quite a bit. There is a girl who was an urban explorer vlogger, you know, one of those people who go in those old dilapidated buildings looking around. And one day she stumbles into a building that she shouldn't have gone into. And after what felt like years, but was actually mere seconds of wandering around through an endless labyrinth of yellow walls and damp carpets and the buzzing of fluorescent lights overhead, she emerges from a land of memories and nightmares combined as someone who is not quite dead and not quite alive, standing in between the border of existence and non-existence. She is Lady Liminal from Liminal Space. And this comic is just one of the first of her attempts to flee from a constant pursuer, the Abstract Man, who hunts her down in an attempt to right the wrong of her existing on this plane in the first place. And along the way, she helps people out, saves as many lives as she can in an attempt to hopefully one day save her own. And the cover, of course, is like this sort of grainy, uh, liminal space type picture of this sort of room where like one side of it is like the normal version of this room and it's like just like her standing there, but on the other side it's like cut in half, and on the other side it's her sort of like in this sort of ghostly wispy form in this dilapidated empty version of the same room on the other side.
Nice. Very nice. Celeste, friend, how are you doing? Where can we find you?
Man, I don't even know anymore. I said in the green room that this episode was going to be the death of me and I wasn't going to survive it. I didn't mean literally, Pope. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming on my own, but you can see me popping up on other people's channels. I'm here every other Sunday playing Lady Perilist, Elodie, who just deserves better. And I can't say anything for sure, but if you keep your eyes peeled over on Weave the Tale on Wednesday, you might see a certain something happening. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see. I have some people to talk to. Just be ready for what the twist has in store. And other than that, off issue. Gosh, geez, dang. I think there's another character from the little band of misfits, not Mythfits. We're the Mythfits. Hello. Identity crisis much? From the little band of misfits that I introduced previously, involving, Ace High, all of them. And it's actually not somebody who's centrally involved with those folks. It's somebody off in the other group that Twinkle and Frecky were from. He's just known as the Crimson Slasher. He's a really big motherfucker. Really big gun-toting military type motherfucker. Who his friends just call him Red. And he has some friends in high and low places, and Twinkle has done a run or two with him, and he knows how to screw with some people. And we see an issue of him, and the first time that he joined that group, before Twinkle was even involved, where he is working for some people and decides he doesn't like the pay he's getting and turns coat and then starts working with the other group. So
Okay.
the
Nice.
red coat turns.
Very good. Fantastic. Love this. Love all of this. And last, but absolutely not the least, Christy, how are you doing, friend? Where can we find you? I mean, I have some idea of how you're doing, but still.
I'm gonna use my mom voice. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Let me save you once in a while. Anyway, moving on. Hi, I'm Christy, also known as Polish Christy. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Oh my goodness. I'm here every other Sunday with these amazing people that I love so much. And I do have something coming up that I'm not going to give any specifics on, but it's a podcast with our dear friend David White, also known as Mr. Banana Shoes. And my off cover is going to be playing off of that character, Geiger Gwen, that I might have talked to you guys about before. And this episode is going to be based on her meeting her love interest, known as Tony, who is one of the sons of the infamous crime gang that runs the city, and he's known as Tiny Tony, but the only people that can call him Tiny are Gwen, and no one calls her Gwen but Tony and her few friends. And so the whole episode just circles around how she fell in love with a crime lord, but then she turns superhero on the side.
Nice.
Because Gwendolyn doesn't play no games.
No, she don't. No, she don't.
Love you all.
Fantastic. Well, I guess it is down to me. Hi, folks. I'm Matt, the Killer GM. You can find me on Twitter at the Killer GM. I write about gaming, various nerderies, and trying to make things a little bit better in this terrible world of ours, if only for a little while for people. When I'm not running this, I run some home games. It's all right. It's nice and fun. I am working on a couple side projects in the background. Still can't quite talk about them yet. Once I can, I will. But one thing I can talk about, definitely, is upcoming. I get to do a game on Weave the Tale. Not this week, but next week, I will be running Relics, in a little game I've decided to call the Tower of Babel. Babble. For those who don't know, Relics is a game about angels existing in the modern world and trying to use their memories to navigate and figure out their place in the war between angels and demons. I've got a whole cast of folks that I'm lining up, and we're going to tell a very interesting story together. So hopefully you're able to join us Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern over on Weave the Tale, and I'll have more details on my Twitter as I get those. One more thing. TZ, you didn't give us a cover. What do you got?
Okay, so at first I was gonna be able to do a cover to tease the project I'm working on, and then I realized, oh, it's off issue. I'm gonna do just one step away from that, and the cover. I'm just gonna describe the cover. It's you recognize like a wide boulevard in Xanadu. You see the big pyramid with its gold and silver cap on top of it in the background, in the backdrop. The sky is it's like a sky at sunset. It's really dramatic sunset, and the foreground is very darkened. And you see a slim figure in the foreground standing here, and they've got you can kind of see the marks of some kind of bandoliers on there. It looks like they've got some knives. It looks like it's definitely the figure of a speedster outfit, and but there's more armor to it and plates to it, and the cover just reads ultraviolet, and you see that the ultraviolet is in like purple light, like speedster light. And those who have read my stuff know in Xanadu Tales that that's who she showed up then. So she will feature in the upcoming project that follows Xanadu Tales, which I have not revealed.
There is much and more to see on Heaven and Earth, Horatio. Let me tell you. And so, we come down to the end of things, my friends. But there is, of course, always one more thing. Because we never can let you go without a little bit of this and that. Deep in the depths of the House of Mystery, we cut to a place that is almost one part temple, one part cave, one part hive. And at that point, we see a great mass of things that crawl, fly, walk, and even a couple that could swim if you look at them the right way. Creatures of many shapes and size. Things that are both of this earth and of not. And they are crowded around a pedestal. and stood atop it is Marvin. He's got the grail in one hand, and he looks down at them all, and he's like, all right, so I think I got this all straight. You guys are all the Nephilim. And so if we all work together, we can do what we're supposed to do and fix the planet. Have I got that right? And you hear like a couple burbles and like a couple voices of assent. All right, yeah, I got this right. All right then, let's head out and do it. Right? Right. And they go, but wait. First you must talk to the Grigori. It's like, the what? And that is our end. Remember, kids, with the Killer GM, you can always bet your life on it. Good night, my dear watchers. Good night.